afternoon, everyone. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We're excited to be with you guys in 2022. We're really excited to bring some new programming to you. We've got a familiar face on today. We want to hop right into it. So we've got a couple announcements, and then we'll roll right into our content today.
Hi, everybody. Happy New Year. It's a great year for a great start with life again. Welcome aboard, and I hope that the information that we give to you today will help you achieve your goals for job employment and for personal gain of the information we give you today. Thank you for joining us, and we really look forward to working with you.
Ms. Melvina, thanks so much for joining us. We've got some really capable folks who will be on today. Today, we're going to be focusing on our Digital Learning Lab. It is a program for anyone who is interested in upskilling their digital skills. So whether you've used a computer in the last 6 months, in the last 6 years, in the last 6 decades, now is the time for you to come on board. You can access this completely virtually. So this program is really exciting. We've had a lot of folks to go through it, and we're excited for the folks who are going to go through it this year as well. So we'll have Miss Melvina and Andre on, and they'll be on to discuss this program. Hey, Andre, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing? Good afternoon. Happy New Year, everybody.
Good. Hey, guys, tell us real quick. I know that you guys are really a part of our IT team. How long have you guys been with our agency?
I've been with the agency for 32 years. Started off as a workshop leader, and then I got into technology, and I loved it ever since.
Awesome. What about you, Andre?
I've been with the IT team for 5.5 years. I'll be 5.5 years this past November. Yep.
Exciting. Man, thanks so much for coming on and offering you guys this expertise. Again, we're excited to get you guys this information. So just after a couple announcements, I'll hand it over to Melvina and Andre, and they will take it over from here.
Okay.
Happy New Year, Miss Moore Durant. Great to hear from you. Happy New Year, Miss Fenwick. Thank you guys for showing up in our comment section. Again, please like, share, and comment today. That's how we know that you guys are with us. We can't see you, but we know that you guys are with us by your likes and comments. So thanks so much. So just a couple announcements again. Right now, as of last week, as of this Monday, actually yesterday, per an announcement from our mayor last week, and our agency leadership has decided to physically close our centers. This is just temporary, just due to the current increase, the spike in positive cases of COVID-19. So right now, we are back in a completely virtual environment. So if anyone needs services, please continue to reach out to us via our assistance request form, as well as our website. There are multiple avenues for you to reach out to us. Also, if you call any of our career centers, those phone lines are still working. So if you call any of those numbers, we do have staff who are currently operating in a space where they can answer your calls and get you the assistance that you need. We are still pushing customers to the Maryland Workforce Exchange. It is a great resource for you. The link is there on the screen. Also, our Now Hiring job board, the link is there on the screen. It's updated a couple of times a week. Our entire employer services division places all of their efforts in procuring employment opportunities onto that website. So it's a great resource to use. Both of those websites are really valuable if you're looking for employment now or will be in the near future. And so I will hand it over to Melvina and Andre, the experts for our Digital Learning Lab. So thank you guys again for sharing, and I'm looking forward to all the information that you'll share.
Thank you, Mr. Antonio. Before we go any further, no, I'm not an expert because even I, every day, am constantly learning new ideas in the IT field. Now, like I said, we used to have our customers come to the buildings and do their courses in the classroom setting. But because of COVID, we've now been gone to a web based classes. Now, just think like if you're in college, even some of your kids might be doing virtual learning at home right now. Well, this is the same way we're now doing it for the adults who are in our program. And before anybody gets upset, let me tell y'all something right now. My oldest customer is 89 years old and she has already gotten 16 certificates. So please, I don't want to hear what you can't do. What you do is what you put into it. But with our web based classes, it is done at your speed and your pace, and you're not keeping up with anybody. Next.
Now the digital, so like with Miss Johnson mentioned, is like it's a self-paced curriculum. We're gonna be saying that a lot throughout this whole live. Is everything is self-paced and everything is virtually. So we're gonna heavy emphasize virtual and self-paced. So the digital learning lab mission is to provide all Baltimore City residents the opportunity to gain free, keyword free, basic computer literacy skills. You'll be able to learn and upgrade your skills in the latest software packages. Um, you'll be able to access desktop computers. So unfortunately, you won't be able to access the computers because temporarily, where all the centers are closed. Um, and you'll also access the high speed internet resources in your email. Unfortunately, that one's too. That one's you have to access your own internet or whatever it's going. Whatever you access, you'll be able to access from whether it's the library. I don't know if the library is currently open, but probably a limited capacity probably. And you'll be able to develop employability skills to increase competitiveness.
Now, with our courses, like we said, they are self paced computer literacy software that we use with you. So, with that, you'll be able to do it at your speed and your pace. So, if you need to do an exercise over and over again until you know that you got it, you can do it. Now, also with this being a self paced program, we will be doing Microsoft Office Suite, the computer literacy, and each one is called a module that you would do. There are, and each module will take maybe 12 to 17 hours. Trust me, if this is something that you really want to do, trust me, it's not going to take 12 to
Yeah.
17 hours. Because once you get on the roll and you get that first certificate,
Yep.
bam, you get so happy, you just keep on and on and on. Now, even though each module can is can last 6 months, I rarely have people who take more than a month's time to do
Yeah.
each module. So the way our program does it, we set you up. We send you a welcome package with your user
Mhm.
ID, password, a synopsis of all the courses and classes that you will be taking. Now, with you, when you finish one module, you will email Mr. Andre or myself, and we
Mhm.
will then send you your certificate and send you
Yep.
information for your next module. And that is how we do it. We don't give you 4 and 5 modules at a time, we give you
Yeah.
one at a time. So, therefore, you really get to concentrate on it, finish it up, and keep on moving.
Yep.
Okay, next.
Now, basically, like what Miss Johnson mentioned just previously, the computer literacy is a self-paced curriculum. Everything is self-paced. You taking your time. Some
Mhm.
people can probably do it. Like I said, even though the structure said 12 to 17 hours, some people can do it less than that. You want some people. Everybody has a different learning curve. Everybody learns differently. Some people learn fast. Some people learn slow. It doesn't matter as long as you are, self-paced. It's self-paced. The types of stuff that you're gonna be focusing on in different modules. The types of computers, the central processing unit, or in computer literacy terms, CPU, um, the different input and output devices, your different memory and storage devices, your operating systems, or another terminology which you're learning is OS. Troubleshooting application software, networks, phones, tablets, the cloud, and security programs.
Now, before I go on, the reason this is so important today because all jobs today are giving written or verbal computer tests to make sure your knowledge of computers is up to their par. Now, the other thing with this is also making sure that you know. So when you go to buy, to upgrade, people can't get over on you telling you,
Yeah.
well, you need this and you need that. No, you already know what you need and what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Now, applications is also, like we said, we're going to be saying self-paced a lot of times in here. With our program, you are given a module. With each module, they give you a lesson and then they give you an exercise. We suggest that you do each exercise a minimum of 3 times a piece because you got to get used to the terminology and you got to get used to the scenario. Okay? So with this self-paced curriculum, you're going to have computer functions, you're going to have Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Access, and living online. You may say to yourself, I don't need all this. In reality, everybody needs it. I don't care if you're writing a letter, doing a resume, doing a cover letter. I don't care if you're doing a family budget. You're communicating with PowerPoint because that is a communication software. Access is your database. Living online and what we do with living online is the Google and the Google suites for your Gmail, your dots, all of that, but you still need to know how to use it and maneuver yourself around it. Next.
Now, basically, you just saw the curriculum, the modules. So, for one in particular, is the basic computer skills. So, basically, one of the modules is your basics. How to use your mouse, basically your navigation, or how you navigate your desktop or your whether your desktop computer or your laptop or even your tablet to a degree. You will show you how those this module. The first one will show you how to navigate that. Then your computer basics, which is deals mostly with your. That's when you'll start to learn about the different storage devices and the different applications inside whatever device you're using, whether it's like I said, your desktop, laptop, tablet, even your phone instance. Some of that stuff. All that stuff piggybacks off of each other. Your Windows 10 basics. Yeah. So like right now, currently, where we are on Windows 10, currently Windows 10, Windows 11 are the top operating systems right now. And then you have your file management one, which is the last one. That one deals more with like your storing your files and your input and out your input devices, as such as your output devices. My mistake. So as far as your flash drives, even your CDs and DVDs, and they'll show you how to save and storage those files in your hard drive.
Now, getting back to the first one is the PC 100. You're going to learn the difference between check boxes and radio boxes. You're going to learn how to use the keyboard. You're going to learn how to enter and edit text, cut, copy, and paste text, use online forms. Now, those of you that are doing resumes, you're doing an online form. So you really need to understand what it entails and how you can do. The one thing I will say about using the online application, there are some companies that will time you out, which means they're only giving you a certain amount of time to fill it out. If not, they stop you, they freeze you, and you can't go in. So that's why I said we're now teaching a little bit about the typing because you do need to be able to use the keyboard and type with it.
Yep. And one thing with us, when you whether you're working with Miss Johnson or myself, you're gonna be learning to talk these terminologies. You're gonna have to learn how to talk these terminologies and learn how to access the different online forums, and just how to type on the keyboard and edit text, and yeah. So this is so the next one is PC 101, the basic skills. So basically everything is piggybacking off of each other. Basically, what you learn in 100, you're transferred over to 101. But like I said, 101 is a little bit more hands-on and a little bit more getting to know your PC, knowing your laptop. So like there's different categories of different types of computers that you probably didn't even know. It's different types of computer hardware and main hardware components. You'll be able to learn a different terminology between that. And like I mentioned earlier, one of the things you also learn is you'll learn the ins and out of a CPU or the central processing unit. You'll learn about the different RAMs, the computer memory. But there are different types of main storage devices and characteristics for each type. And also, you'll also learn about the different input and output devices, including the keyboard, mouse, monitor, printer, whether you have a webcam. You'll learn all about all that stuff in PC 101.
Now, with PC 102, that's for the Windows 10. And these are the outcomes of what they want you to be able to learn while you're in it. Now, I'm going to just use it for a joke. I like to play with people when I say, tell me about Katana. Well, most people don't even know who Katana is. Those of you that use an Apple, iPad, iPhone, they have what is called Sirius. And you can say, Sirius, what is the weather today? Sirius, how long is a bologna sandwich? 10 foot wide. Well, Katana is that for Windows. And you can ask her to open up programs for you, look up things on the internet for you, even read the information of some of the manuals that you get. But you're also going to learn how to log onto the Windows, because there are 3 different ways of logging into your Windows. You can use it by a password, you can use it by a PIN number, or you can use facial recognition and fingerprint.
Yep.
How to open the start menu and resize it and move between your creating and removing tiles. Those of you who might have known of Windows 7 and Windows 8, Windows 8 had more tiles. All you do is click on the tile, the program will open up. Well, the same thing happens when you do Windows 10 and the start menu button. You can put over there the main programs that you use a lot, and you just click it one time and it opens up. You're going to start applications using the start menu and their desktop icons. A lot of people don't do the icons anymore. They don't want to clutter up their desktop. They've got a beautiful picture in the background. They want that picture to be seen. So they use the start menu more. But there are some that use the start menu and the desktop. Excuse me. Working with multiple open windows. A lot of people, because of the way computers and tablets are today, you have more memory. At one time, you can only have 1 or 2 programs open at a time. If not, it will start deteriorating as far as the slowness, and you weren't getting your programs up on time, or it would take forever to come up. The way it is today, and with the memory that is on computers today, you can have 5, 6, 7 programs open up at the same time, and it doesn't interfere with anything. You're learning to work with multiple open desktops, because the way it is today, you can have 2 and 3 monitors hooked up that you can be working on all of them at the same time, and it's not interfering or taking away. Assessing and getting help with Katana. Remember, I just talked about Katana. You can just talk to her and she'll do what you need to do. If you need to Katana, how to personalize it and get an assistant. Also, you're going to be able to change the Windows 10 settings. And that's important, because a lot of times, if you have manual dexterity, you cannot see that well. Well, there's certain things that you can do to make the environment of the computer more accessible to you. Be able to log off, restart, and shut down the computer. Now, please, this is very important. A lot of people, when they're on their computers, just leave it on.
Yeah.
Leave it on, or think that they turned it off or shut it down, and they haven't. Now, suppose we had a thunderstorm and you had your computer, your tablet, your desktop, whatever open and on. You could have a shutdown, or you could cause problems if your strip is not properly anchored down. You're going to lose a lot of your information and damage your computer. So these are things that you really need to know. I can hear somebody out there saying, I don't need to know all this. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
To help yourself, to help your family. Yes, you do. Yeah. It may seem like it's too much. Take it one step at a time. And the more you come involved with it, the more you become better with it, the more you're able to help those around you.
Practice makes perfect. And lastly, out of the fundamentals, the computer fundamentals module is 110, which is your file management and your file management portion. And that one is basically what I mentioned earlier. You'll deal with more so you'll be able to demonstrate a basic understanding of the computer's filing system and its main elements, including the files, folders, and storage devices. Such as I mentioned earlier, your storage, some storage devices I can name off the top of my head is like your flash drive, your hard drive. Some, like I said earlier, you can save stuff onto a DVD and even a CD drive. But most computers now don't even have CDs and DVD drives. But if you have like a desktop, then you can save some stuff on there. You'll also be able to display computers contents using File Explorer. You'll be able to demonstrate a basic understanding of the file types. There are multiple different file types you can save your files under. File extensions and the relationship between the user and program files. You'll be also to demonstrate navigating various computer locations using the navigation pane. Or how to open up a file using an icon. Be able to demonstrate a basic understanding of the association of files and programs based on the file type. So, for instance, if you have like Ms. Johnson mentioned your resume, 9 times out of 10 you'll save your resume as a Word document. So you'll be able to open it up on Word, only specifically on Word. And you're also to be able to view the properties of files, folders, and drives. And you're also to be able to organize files into folders.
Okay. There's one thing that we really need to go back with this. He was talking about storage devices that are now used with computers. Back in the day, the computer did not have that much memory or storage on it. Now, I got mine's in the middle. I have a laptop that has a 2 teragig hard drive. Do not get upset. You will be learning the terminology and understand what's going on. Flash drives, you have external drives, you have DVDs and CDs you can record to. But the problem they're having today is that when you're buying these laptops or even desktops, they do not come with storage. Big storage. You really do have to get to the habit of using external storage devices to maintain your information. Plus, another thing, you don't want to always keep everything on that computer. Because if something happens to that computer, all your files are on there, all your records are on there, you're going to lose everything. So always make sure you have a backup of everything that you do and that you can easily take it with you wherever you go.
100% agree. 100% agree.
Now, I love y'all. Now, these are the things that we will be teaching you. This is with the Microsoft Office suite. We will be teaching you Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Access. Now, what I really wanted to go through, because a lot of people think that when we're teaching you Word, we're just teaching you the minimum basics. No, we are not. When it comes to Microsoft Word, we will be teaching you basic word processing. We will be teaching you intermediate Word that's taking it up a level higher. So you really get to learn the different functions of the toolbars, the different functions of files and all that you can do with it, because you can now take your Word document and turn it to a PDF file and take that wherever you go, because everybody seems to have Adobe on them where they don't always have Word on them. You will be doing intermediate word processing too, which is going to get you into more of the functions of setting up, how to put your margins in, how to decorate, and how to use it. Now, one thing I want to tell you about Microsoft Word, those of you that love to do the internet, you can now do a blog for the internet in Microsoft Word, but now you can put a video in it. So when you upload it to the internet, people will see your video that you put on it. Now, when it comes to Excel, not only are we going to be teaching you the basics about spreadsheet, but we'll also be teaching you about the formulas and how to format, um, how to get information in with your graphs that you put in, because there's so many different graphs that are used today. You can show your work in Excel in so many different ways. Yeah. I also tried to get customers to use Excel for budgets of their families. This way, you see where your money is going and you know what you can and cannot do. Now, PowerPoint is known as the communication software. We as a business do use PowerPoint a lot because that is the way a lot of our meetings go, by using a PowerPoint presentation with animation. You can even put music to it. You can have your text and your objects animated to do certain things to make it more interesting, because sometimes it can be boring. There's only a piece of paper and that's it, case goes. So the action's going on is really keeping your attention. You're really staying focused. Now, with Access, you are going to learn the basis of a database, but a database is used in our everyday lives. Whenever you're online filling out a form, you're actually filling out a database. When you are on the job, and your information can be put into a database of them keeping information about you, not to use against you, but to have a consensus of the type of people they're working with, their interests and all. Like I said, learning each application is a fun thing. I mean, there are so many things you can do with each application. It's not funny. And I mean, the only thing that is limit is your imagination as to what you can do. Now, with the job searching, teaching you how to do a resume, cover letter, how to have calendars that you know everything that's going on. Plus, it's cheaper to go ahead and print out a calendar on your computer than it is to go to a store and buy a calendar. Okay, so saving money. Okay, I mean, we just went and we set a calendar for $15. You can run off a calendar with 12 pages and all, for cheaper than that at home, okay? But the way you can personalize it will make it fun for you and your family. But like I said, even with all the applications that are out here, the things that you can use it for personal interest as well as business when it comes to job searching and all, Excel can be used as a spreadsheet for you for your job searching. So, when you went there, what the outcome was, the name, the phone number, the address, zip code, what the interest was in you, if you had a first or second interview. So you can make each application even more personal to you when it comes to your job searching.
I couldn't explain that no more than this. Even if it's a lot of information, even I didn't like this. Microsoft, you just have to keep learning and you got to keep playing with it to get better at it. And Miss Johnson is, I'd say, one of the best people I've learned from, especially when it comes to the suite. But I'm getting into the next and to one of my personal favorites. Is living online, and me being a millennial, I search the internet all every day. I'm on the internet constantly. looking up different types of stuff with technology, looking up stuff that for cooking, stuff like that. It's so much stuff you could do in there, and that's one of the things that we offer. One of the classes that we offer is Chrome, exploring the web using Google Chrome. 9 times out of 10, when we open back up when the centers open back up, 9 times out of 10, our search engine will be Google Chrome. Google Chrome is one of the more used web searchers probably amongst the world. Well, 9 times out of 10, if you have an Android, you're using Google right there. You're using Google, and nine
Mhm.
times out of 10, you when you have an Android phone, and when you get a new phone, whatever Android it is, they would ask you, do you have like a Gmail account? And 9 times out of 10, some people do, and some people don't. I'm not gonna say everybody has one, but 9 times out of 10, people do have a Gmail account or some type of email that will help you access Google Chrome. And that's what that leads into Gmail, which your email basics using Gmail. And then your Gmail is basically like is basically what it says is your email. You receive your emails, whether it's from us or from your employers. Always make all, but one thing I will say for sure is always stay on your email. Whether you use out and about, have your email access, whether it's on your phone, tablet, have it open so you can always be able to access it. Because some
Yep.
people can't act yet. That's a big thing. A lot of people, and you usually forget your password. I've had a lot of people who come into the center who forget their passwords to their Gmail. But lucky for Gmail, they do have some safeguards where you can recover your password and help you log back in. That's why I'm such a big fan of Google and Gmail and all that. Basically, the Gmail, the Google Suite, as we could say. And the last one that I like to mention is Miss Johnson.
Yeah.
Made a big clear thing about this one. I use it every now and then. But I use for us we use Outlook, but for this one, this is Calendar, which is using Google Calendar. So for some people who don't have an Outlook account, I can understand that. That's why I said, when you have Google, when you have a Gmail account, you can access all this stuff. So like if you have appointments or like appointments, whether
Hmm.
going to see the doctors or somebody's birthday coming up, you can access Google Calendar and you can save those events in Google Calendar, and that's a good thing about having an Android. You can always access it whenever you need to. Like, okay, like, listen, oh man, like I had something I had to do today. Like for today, for instance, you may have to go to like a doctor's appointment at 12. It will let you know, maybe you can set it to how you want it to set it. You can set it for like 15 minutes or 15 minutes. It will send you a alert to your phone or wherever you logged in, whether your phone, desktop, laptop, tablet. It will send you a notification on one of those device on basically all of them if you want to. You can send them all on your devices, and then you'll be able to, be like, oh, I have a doctor's appointment in 15 minutes, or you can set it for an hour in advance.
Hmm.
To get to that place. So, like I said, Google is such a there's countless search engines. Like for instance, like I said, this picture right here, you have your Google Chrome, your Internet Explorer, which is kind of is obsolete, but yeah, it's Microsoft Edge.
Microsoft Edge. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Microsoft. Thank you. Yeah, Microsoft Edge. Yeah, Firefox, Safari for your Apple users. And so there's just this application right here. It's not gonna it's a lot of information, but it's really good, especially if you're trying to do job searching and whether doing resume searching and helping with your resume. This one right here can help you navigate Google Chrome and navigate the internet.
One more thing I'm going to say about that when it comes to the calendar, when it comes to Google, if you're doing webinars and they
Yeah.
said you want to add it to your calendar, it will automatically add it to your calendar, but also give you a reminder. It is efficient, and we're
Mhm.
now seeing that more and more businesses are using the calendars, whether it be
Yeah.
Google or Outlook. most people we're so busy. I mean, pooh, we got so much to do on a day in day out. We forget our own selves. So at least
Yep.
with the Google Calendar, it will remind you. And like you said, it could be 15 minutes, it could be an hour, but you can set it up to when you will be reminded of any type of appointment that you may have.
Mhm.
Now, I know we have given y'all so much. I'm like, wow.
It's a
But
lot.
this is the beginning of a new year, and
Yes.
you need to really take it serious if you really want to be able to support you and your family or support yourself. You really need to know how to maneuver within the IT world, computer world, the tablet, the phones, the desktops. You need to know how to really maneuver around them. A lot of people, especially those in my age, I'm an exception to every rule, okay? They get tired of asking people, how do I do this and how do I do that? Well, the best way to do anything is to learn it for yourself. Yeah, I'm not going to say it's going to be easy in the beginning, but once you get into it and you will be amazed of everything that you can and will do, it will take you on. It will keep you going. And then to be able to show what you have learned, that's going to be powerful.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you anymore about like what you just mentioned. So, one thing, like as far as like and like the pinpoint what you said about technology. Technology advances every day.
Mm-hmm.
It evolves every day. 9 times out of 10, wherever your job you go at or wherever job you're at, you're gonna be around technology, and you're gonna need to understand and how to learn and navigate technology, and
Mm-hmm.
especially when you're in an office environment. But mostly all jobs, like I don't care whether you working at McDonald's or wherever, you're gonna have to learn how to use technology. Technology is gonna be here to stay. It's not going nowhere. It evolves every day. It gets better every day. It gets
Mm-hmm.
stronger every day. It will never. It's gonna be a part of our lives forever. So that's why we are giving you the tools to help you get to that step. And so this is a brand new year, 2022. So, and we living in a different, past, like, let's say it was, like you said, Ms. Johnson, the past like 2, 3, like past 2 years, most of the stuff that we've been doing has been virtually.
Yep.
Like most of the stuff we've been doing is virtually. I know that's kind of like a forbidden thing. Like most people, people are kind of more worrisome to navigate the computer, or taking a risk and using the computer. But we in a different time. Sometimes like you're gonna have to do interviews online,
Yep.
and you're gonna
Oh
have
yeah.
to. A lot of employers, you don't meet face to face no more, and a lot of them, some is half do, half don't. So you're gonna have to learn how to install webcam. You got to learn how to do all that stuff. And these programs, these modules that we discussed will help you get you to the next step. So without further ado, if you have any further assistance, feel free to request the assistance request form, and Mr. Antonio or whoever will get back to us with help you set up with computer literacy training.
Thanks so much, Melvina and Andre, for that information. Again, if anybody's interested in being a part of the Digital Learning Lab, please reach out to us via our website, moed.baltimorecity.gov /assistance request, or you can just go to our website, moed.baltimorecity.gov, and you'll see the assistance request button on the screen. So if anybody's interested in this, you can also call our centers. You can call any of those centers and let us know that you're interested in the Digital Learning Lab. Get your information over to Ms. Johnson or Mr. Shivers, and they will be able to enroll you, honestly, same day. So we've seen a lot of time where when we get information over to them, they have the customer enrolled in the program on the same day. So thank you guys for what you do and how passionate you are about making sure that folks have access to this information. It's a great tool, so please make sure you guys take advantage. And thank you for joining us today and giving us all this information. And everybody who watched and commented, liked, shared, thank you guys for sitting in with us today. And we'll see you on Thursday.
Yeah. Be safe, everybody.
Bye. coming on to the good side.